How to prevent programs, for example Process Monitor, from killing my SSD in 2 weeks. I just got my first SSD, Intel 320 series 120GB yesterday. And I have Slife monitoring in the background. I have trim enabled. After I have installed all software, and did some basic testings. Slife said total data written GB equals 52.1, 40 GB used space, 70 GB free space. In order to extend the lifespan of SSD, I moved temp folders, Google Earth Cache, DB files to HDD. But I left the page file on SSD, because I have only 4 GB RAM, I need SSD to speed up I/O to the page file. In this post, the poster mentioned using Process Monitor to monitor writes to SSD. So I tried the latest version of Process Monitor myself. I accidentally found, after I started Process Monitor, in Slife the data written GB value was increasing at the rate of about 10 MB/s. Once I closed Process Monitor, everything back to normal. That means, if I keep Process Monitor running in the background for 24 hours, I know I don't have the need to do that, but that could happen if I forgot to close it. It will decrease the lifespan of my SSD by 850 GB. According to the write endurance specifications of Intel's document. Intel 320 series 120GB minus 100% random 4K writes equals 15 TB. Does that mean if I keep Process Monitor or similar programs running in the background, it could kill my SSD in just 2 weeks? How about if I accidentally have 2 or 3 of them running in the background? My SSD could die in just 1 week or even a few days? How do I know if a program has aforementioned behavior without manually testing it? Any software could monitor in the background and give warning when it discovered this kind of behavior? Thanks. Update. Just found the Pro version of Slife has a feature Smart Check. Check SSD health status on schedule, each 4 hours, on program startup and exit if no changes in health, shows message only if health changes. I think this should somehow detect aforementioned behavior and give warnings.
By default, Process Monitor writes its captures to the page file, and these are huge. First thing to do would be to move the backing file to the HD. In Process Monitor, press Ctrl+B to open the backing file dialog and change it from the page file to a file on the hard drive. Process Monitor is one of the most write-intensive programs I have ever come across. Worrying about programs like that isn't really worth it because you very seldom, if ever, come across a program like that. Even if you come across another program with writes like that, it is not something you leave running in the background. You only use Process Monitor when you have a specific need for it. As for the 15 TB rating for the Intel drive, 100% 4K random writes to 100% of the drive is about the worst case scenario for an SSD. It is also something you never see on a desktop. That is an enterprise rating. Desktop usage you can probably do upwards of 100 TB of writes. As for finding applications with crazy amount of writes, Process Monitor is a good choice. Just set a filter up to only show writes by a program and you can see what kind of writes it does. It isn't worth doing this with every program, since most do not produce a lot of writes. Only with programs that really do write a lot of data to the drive is it worth investigating.
If you want to monitor the hard disk usage but find that Process Explorer is making too many writes, consider using the built-in Resource Monitor instead. From the Task Manager's Performance tab, click on Resource Monitor. Under the Disk tab, you can sort by writes and see total I/O for each disk in graphs. It's not quite as detailed, but doesn't require a third-party program and should be a lot easier on your drive.